The end of any romantic relationship is rarely easy, and it often leaves behind heartache and confusion. But when the relationship involves a narcissist, things take a different turn. This episode delves into the maze of the narcissist's mind after a breakup, exploring their hidden feelings and motives. We aim to shed light on the silent struggle raging within them, a battlefield of wounded pride and burning resentment. Understanding the narcissist's inner world after a breakup doesn't mean excusing their behavior, but rather equipping ourselves with knowledge. By understanding their tactics and potential reactions, we can better navigate the post-relationship period and prioritize our own well-being and peace of mind. At the core of the narcissist's personality lies a deep insecurity and fragility. They use their inflated ego as a protective shield, guarding this vulnerable core from exposure. When the relationship ends, especially if they weren't the one to initiate the breakup, this protective barrier is breached. The narcissist faces narcissistic injury, a severe blow to their self-esteem, leading to intense emotional turmoil. This internal conflict is often a battle between repressed pain and outward anger. The narcissist may lash out, projecting their painful emotions onto others, or they may withdraw into themselves, seething with resentment and plotting their next move. Control is paramount in the narcissist's world. The narcissist views their partner as an extension of themselves, like a possession to be manipulated and controlled. The breakup represents a loss of control, a threat to their carefully crafted facade. This loss of control can be deeply unsettling for the narcissist, shaking the foundation of their perceived superiority. The narcissist, accustomed to dictating the terms of the relationship, now faces a reality where their influence has diminished. This loss of power can manifest in various ways, from anger and aggression to desperate attempts to regain control over their former partner. Part 4. Behind the Mask of Indifference. Decoding the narcissist's denial and apparent apathy. In the aftermath of a breakup, the narcissist may display a facade of indifference, appearing completely unaffected by the loss. This behavior can be confusing and painful for the former partner, who may wonder how someone can be so uncaring after a romantic relationship and seems totally unaffected by the loss. But the truth is, this outward display of indifference is often a carefully constructed mask, a defense mechanism designed to protect their fragile ego. This outward display of apathy is often a carefully constructed mask, a defense mechanism designed to protect their fragile ego. The narcissist uses this mask to appear strong and unaffected, but underneath they are actually hiding deep feelings of pain and vulnerability, and a defense mechanism designed to protect their fragile ego. They may downplay the significance of the relationship, claiming to be over it already, or even portray themselves as the victim. These actions are aimed at preserving their idealized self-image and avoiding confronting the painful truth. They might downplay the relationship, claiming they are already over it, or even portray themselves as the victim. However, beneath this indifference often lies a wellspring of unexpressed pain. The narcissist may feel rejected and lost, but is unable to express these feelings honestly, claiming they're already over it, or even portraying themselves as the victim. However, beneath this indifference often lies a wellspring of unexpressed pain. The narcissist's inability to acknowledge weakness prevents them from genuinely processing their emotions, or even portraying themselves as the victim. However, beneath this indifference often lies a wellspring of unexpressed pain. The narcissist's inability to acknowledge weakness prevents them from genuinely processing their emotions. This continued denial can lead to a cycle of unending pain and suffering. However, beneath this indifference often lies a wellspring of unexpressed pain. The narcissist's inability to acknowledge weakness prevents them from genuinely processing their emotions. Their apparent apathy is a coping mechanism, a way to avoid facing the painful reality of their situation. The narcissist's inability to acknowledge weakness prevents them from genuinely processing their emotions. Their apparent apathy is a coping mechanism, a way to avoid facing the painful reality of their situation. Ultimately, this mask not only protects them from others, but also from confronting themselves. Their apparent apathy is a coping mechanism, a way to avoid facing the painful reality of their situation. Ultimately, this mask not only protects them from others, but also from confronting themselves. The narcissist lives in a state of constant denial, making them incapable of emotional growth and personal development, a way to avoid facing the painful reality of their situation. Ultimately, this mask not only protects them from others, but also from confronting themselves. The narcissist lives in a state of constant denial, making them incapable of emotional growth and personal development. This denial can lead to a life filled with isolation and inner pain. Part 5. The Art of Hoovering. Understanding the narcissist's attempts to re-engage. The term hoovering describes the narcissist's attempts to pull their former partner back into the relationship. These attempts are not random, but are part of a recurring behavioral pattern. The narcissist often uses specific tactics to recapture their former partner's attention. These attempts can range from subtle gestures, like unexpected compliments or seemingly innocent messages, to more overt attempts. They might start by sending seemingly innocent text messages that carry the intention of reopening communication, to grand gestures like lavish gifts or promises of change. The narcissist may offer expensive gifts or promise to change their behavior, all in an effort to persuade their former partner to return. The narcissist's motive for hoovering is rarely genuine remorse or a desire to rekindle the relationship. Instead, it is often driven by other reasons. The narcissist may feel lonely or empty and believe that bringing back their former partner will fill that void. Instead, it's often driven by the need to regain control, to demonstrate their power over their former partner. The narcissist constantly seeks to feel in control and powerful, and bringing back their former partner can be a way to achieve this. To demonstrate their power over their former partner. This sense of control can be a powerful motivator for the narcissist, as they feel victorious when they can bring their former partner back into their life. They may also resort to hoovering to alleviate their own feelings of insecurity or boredom. The narcissist may feel bored or insecure and believe that bringing back their former partner will help them escape these negative feelings. Understanding the dynamics of hoovering is crucial for anyone who has been in a relationship with a narcissist. By understanding these dynamics, one can recognize the manipulative tactics employed by the narcissist because it allows them to recognize and resist these manipulative tactics. By recognizing these tactics, one can take steps to protect themselves from falling back into the narcissist's trap. Part 6. Is it discard or rejection? How the narcissist perceives the end of a relationship. For the narcissist, the end of a relationship isn't just a simple breakup. It's a pivotal moment that reveals a lot about their personality and way of thinking. The way a narcissist views the end of a relationship often differs drastically from their former partner's experience. While the former partner may see the breakup as an opportunity for personal growth or freedom from a toxic relationship. While the former partner may feel relief or sadness, the narcissist sees things from a completely different perspective. For them, the breakup is a blow to their ego and identity. The narcissist is likely to interpret the breakup through the lens of their ego. They may consider it a personal attack, a rejection of their perceived greatness. This feeling of rejection can be devastating for them, as they rely heavily on others' validation for their self-worth. This perceived rejection can fuel their anger and resentment, making them feel the need for revenge. This revenge can manifest in various forms, from overt anger to covert scheming, driving them to engage in behaviors designed to punish their former partner. They may spread rumors or try to tarnish their former partner's reputation in malicious ways, or try to sabotage their former lover's life, whether through social media or by manipulating friends and family, or use any means necessary to regain a sense of control and dominance. Ultimately, the narcissist cannot bear the thought of losing control, so they always strive to set things right, even if it's at the expense of others.